Hi everyone. Welcome back for another week. This one is going to be short, I promise. It's been a really emotionally taxing week for me, and I'm just so tired. So, I only have like 3 verses. Actually, yeah, 3 verses today. And I think it might be a record. I mean, not like the week that I was sick and I just read my psalm and I called it a day, um, but pretty close. Uh, my so all of you know my dad passed away in 2021, and one of the things that I have always regretted about his passing was that I didn't have any of his music. Like, my dad was a singer, not as a job, but like that's where I get my gift of singing from, is my dad. My sister got the art, and actually she got the photography side of things, and I got the singing side of things. None of us got his art talent. I think that jumped a generation and went to his grandkids, because my brother's girls are amazing drawers, and Chanel is. So I think it just skipped the kids and went straight to the grandbabies. Um, but my aunt was going through old cassette tapes of all things and found like 4 um, individual recordings of my dad singing. So I've been like a hot mess for the last few days, in like a good way, but yeah, it's pretty draining on me. So I I didn't have a whole lot to talk about today, just cuz I'm like kind of fried a little bit. Um but I was going to talk. Oh, excuse me. Who's gotta wake up. I was gonna talk about a few verses in Psalms that Brian actually preached on Sunday, but the more I thought this was what I was gonna talk on, the less I felt like it was what I was supposed to talk on. Um, and I just prayed beforehand. And I was like, God, I don't know what to talk about at all. Um, and I waited, and I didn't really hear anything. And, I was looking for something that had to do with like being sorrowful, and that didn't bring up anything. And then I heard like a really small, like, whisper to look at First John, and I was like, First John, okay. So it didn't tell me where to go in First John. It just said First John. So I read all 5 chapters, and they're short. But I was like, I don't know what direction you're looking for me to go in this. So um, I I just kind of read through it, and I came across. I read it like 2 or 3 times actually, and I came across First John 2, and a lot of First John is really good, um, but what stood out to me was 1 John 2, 15 through 17. And so there's, um, like, prior to that, it's, talking about like keeping his commandments, and, um, excuse me, I'm so sorry. It's, talking about loving your Christian brothers and sisters and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know if that's what I really want to talk about. Um, But then I came across, and I actually switched versions. I started reading this in the ESV, and I just like the way it was worded. I tried the Message because sometimes I read the Message just because I like the paraphrasing in it, and it kind of talks in everyday language. And then I switched to New Living, and I was like, yeah, that one's good too. But I just like the way that the ESV was worded. So I'm just going to read that one, and then we'll talk a little bit, and then I'll pray, and then I think I'm going to be done for the night. As you can tell, I'm still yawning. So the title is Do Not Love the World, and it starts in 15. It says, Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. And I think why that stuck out to me is as I grow in my walk with the Lord, and as I get closer to Him, and I dive more into the Word, and as I pray for God to strip away the things that don't look like Him in me, and that aren't pleasing to Him in me, the more of the world that I'm just so unattracted to now. You know, the money, the cars, the stuff. You know, I used to like go out, to the clubs, and not that I don't love dancing. I mean, but like just that life of, partying all night and, recuperating the next day. And I wasn't like a big drinker or anything like that. I mean, I'd have a few here and there, but like getting wasted and doing all that stuff, it never really was me. Like I'll have a fun night out, but as I get older and I get more mature, and as I've become a mom, and as I've deepened my walk, like the things that the world has to offer just have not been appealing to me. And there are areas in my life that I still struggle in, that are worldly, I guess you would call it. But even those things are starting to be less and less. This is why I should stop doing these things at like 11 o'clock at night, because it's almost nap time for me. But, it's just even in the way that the world thinks, that they react, that they handle situations, like even that stuff is starting to be like very unattractive to me, where it used to be really attractive to me. Like flipping out at drivers who can't seem to drive to save their life. I used to get so angry, and I used to like be just a very angry person. And now I find myself not reacting the same way that I used to. And I think that is because the more I grow and the more I seek after God, the more He changes me. And I think that's just really important to understand, is like you should look different the closer you get to God, and the closer you walk with the Lord. You're going to look different. It's just kind of automatic. Like it makes you want to change. It makes you want to be better. It makes you not want to do the things you used to, because you see how those things are hurtful to others. It's harmful to you, and it just changes your mentality. So I just want to pray over you guys that that you just start walking closer to the Lord, and the closer you get, the more the things that used to sound boring and that used to sound like rules and lame, and like your parents did this stuff, the more attractive that becomes, because you see the freedom that it ultimately brings you, and you're not stressing out like everyone is stressing out. And there's a lot right now to be stressed out about, and it is what it is. Like, when you have faith that the Lord is going to provide and is going to take care of you, you're not reacting the way that everybody is. And like, people are like, how can you have so much peace and how can you be so calm? And it's like, I'm not worried about this stuff. Doesn't, it's going to be what it's going to be, and God will provide and He'll make a way. So, I'm just not going to worry about it. So I'm just going to pray over us, and then I will call it a day. So yeah, Father, I just thank you for your word. I thank you that as we draw closer to you, the things of this world tend to fall to the wayside. And I pray for each person watching that you draw them closer to you, and that they see that this life that they've committed to with you is a good life. And it still comes with challenges, it still comes with problems. It's not smooth sailing, but we can still have peace within the midst of the storms of our lives. And if anyone is going through anything right now, Lord, I know you're in the middle of it. I know you have a plan for them, and I just pray that that they just submit to that plan, that they have godly friends around them that can pray with them and walk with them through whatever they're going through. But most of all, I just pray that they draw closer to you. And I thank you for the life of my dad. Lord, I know it's been a hard week for me, and I'm so incredibly thankful for these audio clips of him singing, and I can just remember him with the joy that he had for you. And I thank you for my aunt being crazy enough to still have all these tapes, but they came at such a perfect time, and I'm just so thankful for them. And I thank you that you have comforted me this week, and I thank you for my husband and my daughter who have been patient with me as I've been a little short-tempered this week and kind of moody and emotional. But Lord, I just thank you that I know where my dad is right now, and I know that he's singing his heart out to you. And now I get to remember what that sounds like here. So Lord, as we come to a close, I just thank you for all that are watching. I pray that you bless them. And I just thank you for their friendship and their love. In your name I pray, amen. All right, guys, have a great week or weekend. Stay safe for Halloween today. In 5 minutes it'll be Halloween. If you're going out with your kids or going out to have fun, just be safe. And if you need my address to send all the Snickers and peanut butter cups, just let me know and I'll get those out to you. So don't really send them to me. But I hope you guys have a great night. And if you do celebrate Halloween, have fun and be safe. And I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.